When Australia's National Party chief whip emerged, with whip in hand from a closed-door meeting Monday morning, she confirmed that the country's embattled Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce had been replaced.
He's made the decision now for his family's sake and his sake and the nation's sake to stand down. So we're fully behind Michael McCormack, and he's going to be fabulous as our new leader.
Moments later, the Conservative 53-year-old former rural newspaper editor gave his first speech as the new National Party leader.
I will honour that faith and trust responsibility by doing my best always. I am a team player, and I'm going to be doing it with the very best team in rural and regional Australia who serve the interests of our nation.
Just over Michael McCormack's shoulder was a visibly resigned Joyce, who chose to resign following revelations of an extramarital affair with a former staffer who is now pregnant with his child, and most recently, an allegation of sexual harassment against him.
The turmoil regarding the National Party generally and Barnaby Joyce in particular has been a major problem for the Turnbull Prime Ministership.
It shed a negative light on the Turnbull government, which was hoping for a much-needed boost in the polls following Malcolm Turnbull's high-level trip to the U.S. last week to meet with President Donald Trump.
Well, to the second, we'll have to see.
Because of the decades-old agreement forming a coalition between Turnbull's Liberal Party and the National Party, the Prime Minister couldn't formally ask for Joyce's resignation. Instead, Turnbull publicly condemned Joyce's actions earlier this month and instituted a ban on sexual relationships between ministers and their staff.
It is a very bad workplace practice, and everybody knows that no good comes of it.
Last week, after continually resisting the growing chorus to resign, Joyce gave in.
You can't go to the dispatch box while issues like that are surrounding.
Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull released a short statement shortly after Michael McCormack's appointment, calling him a strong advocate for rural Australia, and he said he looked forward to working with the new Deputy Prime Minister. Analysts say Turnbull's immediate, relatively low-keyed response also served another purpose.
Turnbull's message to the rest of the world is there's nothing to see here. This was a storm in a teacup. I've dealt with it decisively, as an executive should, and we're moving on to broader issues of trade, economic stability and regional security as well.
Analysts say it remains to be seen whether appointing a relatively unknown politician to replace Joyce will help or weaken Turnbull's prospects for re-election. Greg Navarro, CGTN, Sydney.